Alright, y'all, let's talk about it. I got stuff on my nose, y'all. It's winter time. I took my medicine this morning, cleaning me out and all that. But don't feel no type of way. You know, when you was a kid, if you had a big mama, grandmama, even a church lady, she did what I just did. So, but let's get into it. On Sunday, when I went to church, this past Sunday, the main topic, really, if you ask me, from my opinion, from what I got, what I received, it was about having a relentless spirit. And the pastor pretty much was preaching on how you need to get and have and keep a relentless spirit and what it means to have a relentless spirit. And basically his definition of a relentless spirit is a person that they just don't stop. You know, they get hurt sometimes. They don't stop. You know, they get broke down from the inside out, from the outside in. They don't stop. They have money issues. They don't stop. They can be out in the cold. They don't stop. They can be in the heat. They don't stop. And I had a different spiritual kind of worship on one of my good morning prayers. I want to say, excuse me, because my life moves so much. It's always been like that, but my life moves so much and so fast. People really don't understand that about me. That I can't even say if it was last week or this week. I think it was last week. I want to say it was last week. I don't remember what day. But I had a prayer and it got posted. If not on TikTok, all of them always get posted on YouTube. But this particular one, it hit different for me because it's not that when I do morning prayer, anything like that, that it's ever, anything I do really, that it's for clickbait or it's for cloud. Or I wanted to go viral for my glory, for you to worship me, or for you to see me as being something other than what I am. All of it is always authentic. But I had to submit a little bit more and got like give God glory. And the intent was to get on and do my morning prayer, move forward, and then do whatever else that God is leading me, guiding me to do. Well, anywho, this particular prayer hit different for me because I just had to get that ugly face, that ugly in the face, that worship, that praise, that let the tears fall, that's let the heart break anything in it that needs to be broken, that heart heal whatever pieces that needed to be healed, that solidified praise and worship, shouting out, run around the church because the Holy Ghost fire is just burning so hot on you that you got to release that pressure. It was that kind of worship. And it was because as I was sitting there in my warm living room on my couch, I don't even remember what I was wearing. But as I was sitting there, looking around myself, thinking about where I was last year, and even worse than that, where I was the year before that year, at the same time, you know how you can have your your Facebook posts, and if you are a poster, like you've been posting for years, if you shared something, it shows you 4 years ago on this same day, this is what you were wearing, this is what you was doing, this is what you posted. It's like that, but it's having a in time experience like that, where it just hits you upside the noggin. Like, girl, you in your own house. You in an apartment. You in the state that you grew up in, where you can admit to yourself now that you had a down hatred for, because you never wanted to live in your home cities or your home state. You wanted to even get bread and get money, maybe with rental properties. But as far as you resting your head and you going there as your place of peace, you ain't ever want this. You here and you at a place of peace and you happy and you don't want to go nowhere. You got your own apartment. You got a husband. You got family. You've reconnected with family you ain't connected with since your childhood. You have a car. You own that car straight out. No payments due. None of that. You own this car. You have a job you've been doing for like 3 years, which is a huge accomplishment. You've had bigger accomplishments, but because of how far you've come and what you was experiencing your last November and the November before that November and the November before that November. And you look at this November and you see how far you've come. Sometimes we need to do that, y'all. And we still on topic about the relentless spirit. Sometimes we need to do that, though. Sometimes we need to just take a seat, especially when things ain't going the way you want, especially when you in transition after transition after transition, and God is going to work for you, literally going to work for you on your behalf to change what your current reality looks like and shift it from that training mode and that survival mode that you ended up falling into, to get you to that thriving mode where you were used to being, that thriving mode where you desire to be thriving, you desire to be prosperous, you desire to be abundant, and not just in your money, but in every area of your life. You gotta actually sometimes take a little reflection time. And I'm telling you that prayer I was doing that morning, that's what it was. It was a reflection time. And I just had to give God glory and say, God, I remember when I was praising you like this and I was in my car. I remember when I woke up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, freezing cold in my car in the month of November, with a blanket underneath me and underneath my feet, with a blanket on top of me, wearing some tights and a pair of sweats and a sweatshirt, and just trying to stay warm and turning on the engine just long enough to let the heat push out all this gas that it can give you so that you can warm up your bones, and praying and worshiping to God at that moment in time, saying, God, please get me out this situation. God, I'm yours. God, whatever I did wrong, however I was disobedient to you, however I didn't swerve left when you said go left, or I didn't go right when you said go right, or I didn't just keep going forward and hold on to your unchanging hand and get out of my own understanding and away from my own understanding and completely just dedicate myself to yours, to your understanding, to your purpose, to your plan, and to the destiny that you have on my life. I remember when I was crying, that ugly crying, hollering, yelling, screaming, singing the good old church spirituals that's heating your soul a certain way. Because back then when mama and big mama did it, you didn't understand. When mama and big mama was praying and worshiping and giving glory, you didn't understand. But now that you've lived this thing, and now that you understand, now I got to take my turn. I got to step up and step in, and I got to do this. Well, when the pastor was preaching about this relentless spirit, a lot was going on for me. What I mean is, when I was eating up this meal that was being served to me this past Sunday, I was like, but that's the spirit that I already have. And what you saying about people, about outside people, about people that may be helping me, about people that may be contributing and adding to my table at this time, they don't know. They don't understand. They don't get it. They may get it and understand it in their own situation, but there's a difference when people are adding to you and it's not you doing it for yourself, or it's not them in their own particular situation. They may be trying to get you to go left when you saying, but God is not telling me to go left. They may be trying to get you to go right, but you like, God is not telling me to go right. Not me, God. Like, every door that I keep trying to walk through, God keeps shutting it. Every door you try to keep getting me to walk through, God keeps shutting it. And he's telling me what I need to do. And I'm following him, and I'm following his lead. And even though I love you, even though you are my family, even though you are on my team, or at least right now I see you as on my team, but right now even that is being tested because he's showing me that too. It's like, I've got that relentless spirit. I was born with that relentless spirit. That's the reason why I shared with somebody some years ago. I was like, you know what makes me scared? You know what makes me afraid? And the man was like, what? I was like, what makes me afraid is the fact that I'm going to get up tomorrow morning. And he looked at me strange, real strange. He like, I don't get that. Why does it scare you? Now I can understand you saying to me, sis, you afraid that you not going to wake up tomorrow. Why are you afraid that you going to wake up tomorrow? And this is what I said. I said to him the same thing I'm about to say to you right now. I'm scared and I'm afraid that I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning. Because as tired as I am, as scared and frustrated and fearful as I am, Like all of the things that I've experienced and I've gone through and I've experienced in my life, out of all of these things, I know that when God wake me up in the morning, I'm going to get up. I know when God creates another way, I'm going to take that way. I know when another opportunity presents itself and I know it's from God, I'm going to take it. And that scares me because I am so tired. It scares me because I don't feel like I have a reason to live. I don't feel like I have a reason to keep going. Like my reasons to live, most of them have died or they have left me. They have physically left me as in left my life, or they have physically left me as they are no longer even living anymore. And it's because for a long time, I wasn't my reason to live. This is some hardcore tea right here from a person with a relentless spirit. This is what it's like to have a relentless spirit. It's a spirit where you just don't stop. Your back can be hurting, but you're going to get up and you're going to take that shower. You're going to put on your clothes. You're going to get bundled up if you need to. You're going to put on some chill, relaxed clothes if you need something loose so that you can move. And you're going to go to work.